What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Power Button Podcast. I'm your co-host, Josh Meany. Who the fuck are you?
I am the other co-host, Darren Badmouth Beasley, and today we have some extra stuff to talk about. Before we start, though, you do realize that you're kind of glitching inside of the background. Like, you turn green for a second. It's almost like your chest will disappear.
It's for the illusion.
It's for the illusion.
The virtual background, like the green screen for Zoom, isn't very good.
Clearly not.
Yeah, fucking shit.
All right.
But yeah, we got some dumb shit to talk about per usual. I think we should start with The Last of Us and then throw shit in at the end. You know what I mean? Instead of talking about other shit and then going too long with Last of Us. So we're gonna start with talking about The Last of Us 2, and we're gonna spoil the absolute shit out of it.
Yes.
If you haven't beat The Last of Us 2, just fast forward until the spoiler sign is gone.
Yeah.
Skip to that part. So, Darren, what did you think of The Last of Us 2?
Ooh, okay. Well, here's what I thought. Well, that's one hell of a question.
It is, because where do you start? Well,
Yeah.
let's start with the things that we didn't like about the game, and then
All right.
at the end we'll talk about all the shit we did like.
So a couple things that I didn't like. I guess I'd say the main thing I didn't like was what I had to do in the story. Now, and I need to clarify this for everybody who's beating it, playing it right now. Well, hopefully you've beat it if you're listening now. It doesn't have a good ending, and I don't mean that in a judgmental, bias type of way.
Generally, it just
Yeah,
doesn't have a good ending.
Right, exactly. There's no happy ending. It's actually a really, really bad ending in that sense. It's a sad,
real sad,
losing
upsetting ending. Yeah.
Ending, yeah. For everybody, not one character walks out of this game with anything good going for them.
Not even Tommy.
Not one character
Not a
does.
Single fucking person.
Nope,
even
no
Dina.
one.
Even Dina went
Dina.
off and she's hurt. Now she's got to do this on her own.
Yep. So nothing good came of what the experience has to offer. Nothing.
Right.
The characters were better off in the beginning than they were at the end. They just went down. They didn't go up. They just straight down. So that's probably the biggest problem. Going into the theater and beating the shit out of Ellie is not. I don't want to do that. Why would I? I don't think anybody would want to, and that has nothing
Which
to
I'm
do.
sure. Yeah, that wasn't their point. The point is to not like it. But
Yeah,
it
the
just
point
made
is-
it
well,
suck,
obviously.
and adding with everything else, it's just such a down time to play that game. It's not fun at some point. While you're playing, the gameplay is fun, but the story, it's just so depressing and sad through the entire game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after a while, too much of that is Jesus.
Yeah, and what you're saying about it, it's supposed to make you feel shitty. Well, that's not good. That's not good.
Right. It's good in little amounts, but you got to make up for it somewhere. And this game didn't at any point. I'm fine with upsetting things happening, like Joel. You know what I mean? I know there's a whole lot of backlash. People don't like what happened to Joel. We've talked about it. He had it coming. It made sense.
He did.
He murdered tons of innocent
He burned
people
his
on the
way
way
across
out
the
of that hospital.
country. Yeah. He
He
killed
had it
not even the
coming. That's
hospital, just all these
understandable.
other people that he killed along the way. Yeah, of course. And then he slaughtered those people at the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So of course he's gonna get clipped. That's obvious. It took 4 years, by the way. It's 4 years from that time. And he messed up with Ellie. He wasn't a good character. When I say good, again, see, that's the thing. When I say good, the context, the definition of good.
It's not a judgmental thing. It's
it's
literal, good.
It's good and evil type. That's what I mean. He just wasn't a good guy all around. He had a lot of trauma and he had a lot of issues. And I mean, he could have saved. Who knows if that cure worked out? How many millions and millions and millions of people
exactly
he could have saved? He could have just redone the world. Real humanity could have came back.
It was actually selfish. I feel
obviously,
him, obviously. But at the same time, it's that's a selfish thing to do.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing to do. Horrible.
Yeah,
absolutely terrible. It's a nightmare thing to do. Of course, you would get killed for that. And it's not even the the idea that, or the fact that I'm Abby, because Abby's responsible for killing Joel. And then this
Hmm.
is what people are just, they're so ridiculous. It's like, guys, the whole concept actually of the game is trying to teach you that revenge doesn't work. It's not a
Yeah.
way to sustain life. And
Hmm.
people, as they play the game, don't even understand that lesson as they complete it. It's like they just want to kill Abby. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
why you want to
Yeah.
kill Abby? Oh, because she killed Joel. It's like, but you don't get that the game's trying to tell you that
Right.
Abby was someone just like how Ellie is
Right.
someone, and they're both
Like
doing the exact
initially
same
you're
thing.
supposed to feel like that, and that's the point of then playing like Abby. But yeah, like I was saying when we were talking about it yesterday, my number one problem with this game is I did not want to play as Abby for 12 fucking hours. It was too long. Like I said, it should have been Seattle day one. You play as Ellie, then you play as Abby. I'm here to play as Ellie and Joel. Obviously, Joel's out of the question, so I want to play as Ellie. That's what I'm here for. I'm fine with playing as Abby. I actually ended up really liking Abby. I thought
Yeah,
they did great
yeah.
with her character. I just don't want to play with her for 12 hours straight. It's like, yeah, I did not get down with having to restart. I got to re-upgrade my weapons,
Yeah,
recollect
that
all this
was.
ammo. It was a pain. And then you're going through Seattle again. I just
Yeah,
did this. Like, oh, okay, I went through different areas. They look the same. It's a bunch of buildings with foliage all over it. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it was so repetitive. After like 5, 6 hours of playing of Abby, I'm like, I just want to go back to playing as Ellie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
I
feel like they
mean,
really fucked up right there.
yeah, I think that was wrong. Like yeah, we were saying the other day, they should have just had it in chunks so you play as Ellie
Mhm.
and then you do a little bit of Abby and a little bit of Ellie and you bounce back and forth. This idea that the cliffhanger was massive too. In the
Oh,
theater when
insane.
yeah, when she shows up and
Insane.
just, it's like then I've got to wait 12 hours to figure out what happens and I got to play as Abby
And
and
I thought I was going to play as Abby for a couple hours. Like, I switched over to Abby.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to get into her backstory. This is interesting. But yeah, man, after like 6 hours, I was like, how long is this going to go for? And then last time I checked how long I was at almost 12 hours. And I still played even longer with Abby. So it
Yep.
was over 12 hours. That's insane to
Yep.
me.
Yeah, that's
With this
wrong.
new
I think that's
character,
wrong.
like, no,
And
it's not like
again,
I'm switching between Ellie and Joel playing half the game. That'd be different, but
right. And it's like I don't even mind like going into the theater and beating the fuck out of Ellie and wiping, the floor with everyone. Wouldn't even mind it's not even the fact that it's Abby that's doing it. That's not
mhm.
even my problem. It's the fact that I have to take a character and beat the shit out of a character that I just played as, the first chunk of the game. I spent so much time as Ellie,
Mhm.
and obviously all the years and the marketing from the first game. Ellie's that's like Clementine. Like I
Right.
mean, well, wow, that's a disgusting exaggeration. She is
I
nothing
know
like
what you're saying.
Clementine.
I know what you're
Nothing
saying
like,
though.
but I am
Yeah.
Team Ellie, is what I'm trying to say. I'm
They
Team
almost did
Ellie
it
over her.
backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like they made this character do a terrible thing to make us hate them and then started to try to get us to like them and understand. Now, I was watching Jeremy Johns did a spoiler talk that I finally got to watch because I beat the game, and he had this idea. He's like, they could have made Last of Us 2 take place before this game and then this game be Last of Us 3. And he's like, what if Ellie and Abby had met somehow and they were kind of doing this thing together, and then at towards the end of the game, Abby finds out that Ellie knows Joel. And then she goes, how do you know Joel? You know what I mean? And then Abby goes back to her people and says, guys, I found him. And then the game ends, and then 3 would be the game that we just played. And I feel like that would be so
Oh,
much better. You know what I mean? We get to know this character and then at the end be like, oh, okay, there's this confliction that we have to deal with after really liking this character. You know what I mean? Because
mhm,
starting off with her killing Joel
mhm.
it's not the right way to start, and I
I
think
mean,
that they did it
I,
backwards. I think they should have built up her character more and then hit us with that confrontation of like, what do I do now?
I think they could have done it right. I think you can start off with her just killing Joel if the players are understanding of, which most people aren't, but that's just a reflection of. That's
Clearly.
actually a reflection of the reason why people still watch The Walking Dead. Like they just, oh, I just love this character, and the character could do the dumbest shit ever, and it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's like people hate Trump. It's just ah, fuck everything he says. It's like
Hmm.
you're Team Joel. So anyone who kills Joel, you will never like. regardless if he had it coming, regardless if he like raped like 3 women or whatever and they went back and killed him, doesn't matter. And people get into that mindset. And so
Yeah,
I think
it's
you
understandable, like, of course we're all going to be pissed about it, but it's like these people that I'm seeing online, it's like they're completely ignoring the fact that it made sense. You
yes,
know what I mean?
yes,
Like, that's
yes.
bad storytelling when you're just nurturing the main character, like letting them get out of everything. Like, there's
Right.
consequences for things you do. Like, some
Yeah.
of the greatest storytelling is things that happen like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think the idea that Abby and Ellie meeting before and then Abby finding out that Joel is that guy, I think that's a good concept. I think you could have put that in the
That would have been
second
cool.
game. I think there's a lot of memories and flashbacks and things like that
Hmm.
of Abby that you could have made it to where Abby met Ellie out in the wilderness or whatever, maybe with Dina or something like on a search party, and sort of became friends and replaced some of those flashbacks with Abby and her boyfriend or Abby doing X, Y, and Z, and just made it Abby and Ellie.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
then you
agree.
could still
Yeah.
have that in the beginning of the second game, and sort of
Hmm.
build up. You could actually go on a search party with Abby. You're out there fighting infected with Abby, and you guys are like, cool. And she finds out that Joel's there, and now all of a sudden they become enemies. That would have been. I think that would have been better. I would have
Yeah,
liked that
overall,
more.
I think it'd be a better approach to get us to like Abby first, because starting her off, that scene was rough to sit through. It
I
was
don't think
fucking
I don't-
rough to
well
see Joel
my
die like that. It
my
sucked.
issue isn't we should go with the alternate story because it gets us to like Abby better. Um, you would want to go with the alternate story because you would want to see the tension between Ellie and Abby when Abby finds out. So it's
Yeah,
not even me being concerned with liking Abby or not, because I like Abby even though she killed Joel. And if you start her off killing
surprisingly.
Joel, you could still get me to like her, and I did. So, and
Hmm.
I'm not worried
Which is
about
an
liking
incredible
her or
thing that
not.
I think they pulled off for me, because apparently a lot of people don't like Abby, but like for me and you, we both ended the game and liked the character of Abby. Now
Yeah.
that's something hard to pull off after making her kill Joel. You know what I
Uh
mean? The
huh.
fact that we actually ended up doing it, but it just, yeah. I agree with you. I did not like having to attack Ellie like that.
Yeah.
It just felt so fucking
And again,
wrong. It was
it
like,
didn't matter. It
jeez.
didn't matter if I was Abby. It didn't matter if I was a random bandit. It didn't matter what
Hmm.
character I'm controlling. Why would I want to? Because I don't know. You're playing the game for the first time. You don't know if you're actually going to kill Ellie in this cutscene or not. You
Hmm.
don't know that when you're playing. So why would you force me to beat the shit out of her, or like I'm gonna strangle her to death? Why would I want to do that? That's like fucking again. I think I brought this up. That's like playing Resident Evil 4, and Leon gets too mind messed up from the Plagas
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
him, and he just kills Ashley,
Yeah,
and you
kills
have to hit the
Ashley.
buttons
Yeah.
to kill her. It's like that.
It's like,
Why would
well,
I want to
fuck
do
you.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's probably honestly what my number one thing is, just how bad the
Hmm.
story makes me feel, and the ending is not good. Ellie has nothing. She doesn't have jack shit.
It
The story's
sucks.
supposed to take off. The HBO show's supposed to take off after the game.
Yeah.
To do what? To do
She
what?
has nothing now. I
It's
mean, you
gone.
try to go find Dina, maybe try to amend that, but it's like,
Good luck.
Jesus.
Good
Yeah.
luck with that. And Abby's probably dead.
Yeah, she was not looking so hot when Ellie found her at the end of the game. She looked like shit.
Yeah. She's probably dead.
Um,
I don't know. Yeah, that game was kind of. The story was almost a complete waste of time. It
Essentially,
was
yeah.
almost a
But
complete
when you
waste of
get to the
time.
yeah, just because of the way it ended, if they
Yeah.
would have just gave Ellie a happier ending, it wouldn't have felt like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
But I want you to talk about in detail the political side of this, because I still don't understand. You sent me that video of that fucking guy yesterday. Let me tell you what, dog. When he said she's a lesbian now out of nowhere, I don't know why, and then he continued to say, I didn't even beat the first one because I got bored. I was like, why would I listen to your review?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would I give a fuck what you think about this game if you didn't finish the first one and you're starting your review with, yeah, she's a lesbian now out of nowhere? Like, nobody who completed Last of Us and the DLC feel that way, that she's a lesbian
Right.
just out of nowhere. Like, that's who she is.
Yeah. And then
That pissed me off.
if you revealed that it doesn't matter anyway. That the context doesn't matter anyway. Saying that she's a lesbian out of nowhere, you would say that during the first game the same way you would say that during the second game. There's at what point
Yeah,
is out of
yeah.
nowhere out of the question? It's part of the character. Like,
Yeah, at
dude,
any
he's
point to these people would be
heterosexual out of nowhere. Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean? That's how the game is. The whole political side, but what he was saying, oh fuck, that fucking thing just hit the deck.
Damn.
Um, what he was saying that I really didn't like, and I know I brought this up briefly yesterday, was the whole men are incompetent, and the game tries to get you to think that guys can't do X, Y, and Z or what. Like, what the fuck is he
I
talking
didn't see
about?
that at all. And the guy at work that I'm talking to about, Chris, if you're fucking watching this, I beat it. He was telling me that that's how it was. That like they were just downplaying men, and it was this
How?
feminist type game. And I'm like,
How?
I don't see that at all. I didn't see it at all. Like I don't understand
Why?
it.
Because we're playing as two women? Is that why?
And such a large group of people are feeling that way. Like if you type Last of Us 2 review and you start going down YouTube, mostly all of them have a headline or a thumbnail that tell you right away they didn't like this game.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
think it's
like,
feminist LGBTQ garbage. But here's the thing. They have a point when it comes to there is a trans character in the game. Again, I know we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
That Asian kid live or
Mhm.
lev or whatever, that is forced. That is complete. If you could go up in arms about it, is absolutely political. It is complete bullshit. It doesn't even make sense. I don't even get it, and I don't care. I just didn't
Well, I mean,
understand it.
A random person could be trans in the game, I guess. You know?
I just think I think that in a post-apocalyptic world, for you to find a little kid who's a transgender, get the fuck. No,
You're
no.
right. And don't you need like medication for that to like maintain stuff like that? Pretty sure you
he
do.
just
Yeah.
woke up one day and decided or it was a girl that wanted to be a man. I don't understand it, and it's a little kid. It's a kid.
Yeah, I didn't think much about that at all. I was just confused as to what it was. I was just trying to figure it out.
I couldn't even figure it out.
My mind, yeah, you're right. They did drop plenty of hints that he was trans, but like, what I was reading is people are saying that they treated the trans character like shit, and that's why they're mad.
They treated that little kid like shit?
Yeah, because the kid went through shit, and I was looking at like these Twitter posts of like, no, what's the what do they call it? If you're not a
cisgender.
Cisgender, yeah, shouldn't make up stories about transgenders because that's how they end up treating the character. Because the character was treated like shit the whole time, and I'm like, all right, you guys.
Every
just wanna
character
be
in that game
pissed.
was treated like shit. Are we supposed to treat the character that you identify with as this holy matrimony? Like what?
Fuck
Every
Joel,
character,
right?
yeah. Like these people are ridiculous,
yeah.
dog. Am I supposed to get
It's
upset because the only
insane.
black guy, that Isaac, black guy, got shot? Am I supposed to be like, oh, there's a black guy in the game and he got shot to shit?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, treat black
Fuck this
people like
game.
shit. Yep. Because he didn't take
So
my
ridiculous.
race higher than everyone else's. Oh, come
Mhm.
on. Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit on Twitter. Twitter will just send you down a rabbit hole of horse
It's
shit.
insane what these people were saying. I'm like, guys, it's like we played a different game.
Yeah, it's like we played a different game. And so what I was saying with the whole male thing is like Tommy is the sole example to anybody saying that men were like looked at as
Yes,
like
we were
incompetent.
talking about that.
Yeah, Tommy just ran shit hard.
And like I said, when he was sniping out Abby and like he's on his shit.
Yeah, like this idea
he
that
didn't
men
get
are
fucked
incompetent.
up to the end.
Yeah, and then dude, Isaac is the black guy who's leading the wolves. He's the leader of the wolves. Is a black man. Men are incompetent. He burned down the entire fucking island. He got rid of his opponent. He won. Isaac
they
won.
got a different version of the game, dog. We got a different version.
They got shipped a different version.
Yeah.
I don't know what they
Imagine.
played. I really.
You get sent this version that's actually like that.
You got the feminist version, yeah, the feminist package.
The feminist pack.
Yep, feminist pack.
Fucking whoops.
Yeah, because it's not feminist like that at all. And the idea that because we're playing as women, we played as Joel the first game, the entire game. You played as a man. You played as a woman in the second game. It's now somehow it's sexist now. Now suddenly, Now suddenly
But
because there's a woman on the
dog, I feel
cover, it's
like these
sexist.
are the same people who are like, oh, all we get is male leads in movies and male leads in video games. Then we get a female lead, and they're like, oh yeah, well, fucking, this
Yeah.
is
Oh, this is
like, it's like
feminist
no one's ever
leftist.
happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
like
like
no one
what
can
the
never
fuck.
do the right thing.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, no. It's just they said that guy on the Daily Wire, Clavin or Andrew Clavin. He just he sounded like a leftist. Everything he talked about was through the eyes of men and what color and what you identified as. None of it had to do with the story. It's like he didn't even play the fucking game. And there's so many people out there that think that way. Ah, well, yeah. They like how are you gonna call Abby a transgender? Abby is not a transgender. Just what she works out. What the fuck?
Yeah,
That doesn't make
yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
trans. She never
Like I
expresses
said,
any
I
trans.
suspected that at first when I saw her. I was like, oh, they're gonna have this like trans character because I mean, dude, she's huge, and you
Yeah,
don't see women like that unless they're in the UFC. And this is a post-apocalyptic world. Like,
yeah,
I just thought that's something they were gonna push, which they did, but it wasn't for the character I thought. But then they show her backstory, and she's like working out, like she's not that big when you play as her. And yeah, I loved playing as her too. She's a fucking tank.
yeah.
Like,
She's a
I
monster.
had a good time playing
And
as
then
her,
I
even
mean,
though it was too long. But like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. And I will say to tap into the psychological effects and the trauma. And this is actually one of the reasons why I actually like Abby. One of the big reasons I should say is because a lot of times people when you get like taken advantage of and you feel as though you've lost control of some bit of your life, you can working out and getting buff is one of the results of that kind of trauma, and the idea that her dad was killed. It's like we never see a flashback of any of her siblings, so we're assuming she's the only
Hmm.
child. We don't see her
Yep.
mom. We're assuming she's either dead or gone or missing. So all she really has is family wise was her dad, and then she had
Hmm.
Owen as the boyfriend. And
And
so
her
when
dad was a good dude
yeah, he
too.
was a
Like
solid
when you
guy.
first
I
meet
mean,
him, like
yeah,
he's trying to help out. I think it was a deer.
a
He's trying to
zebra.
help like a zebra trying to get out and like even when they drop the information on him like that Ellie wouldn't survive the procedure and they're talking about it and he's conflicted. He doesn't know what to do and then they ask him like what if it was your daughter and he's just you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
he doesn't
anyone like
know.
he wasn't a cynical fuck, you
No, he
know what
wasn't
I
a bad
mean?
guy.
He was a
Exactly.
good dude.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Just kind of like how Joel was a good dude before all that other shit.
Exactly. And like
Um,
Abby was well, is a good person. You know what I mean?
I
Like the
don't think
circumstances
I
that
don't
were brought to her are
I don't think she's. Well, it's hard to say good person.
well,
Nobody's a good person.
post-apocalyptic world, good person because of course, you got to kill other people. You got to fucking fight to
Yeah, yeah,
survive.
but
So as far as she can be in her circumstances as a character in the
well,
game,
okay, so I want to get on that. I want to touch on what you're saying, but what I to finish up what I was saying is just that if her dad gets killed, obviously that would cause her to have some sort of trauma. And
yeah,
what
of
better
course,
way than to get extremely buff and ripped? Because now you feel as though you've lost control of your life. You want to be in control now. You never want unforeseen forces to come upon you and take advantage of you or take things from you. You want to go out in life and be the thing to, fuck shit up. So she's
yeah,
working out and she's getting big because her dad got killed. It's like it
hmm
goes up, it's
yeah, it's hand in hand.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then what you're saying with what the hell were you saying? Oh, good. Yeah, being a good
yeah,
person. Um,
yeah,
that's a tricky one because she was she did a good thing by rescuing those Seraphites,
yeah,
like the Scars, the
yeah.
Asians. Um, but everything with Joel, I mean, there's that
Being hell bent on revenge, right?
yeah,
Because like
exactly
even
what Ellie
Ellie is
does.
essentially a good character, but she's hell bent on killing Abby, which makes it hard to say she's a good person. But you
Because
know
you
what
wouldn't
I'm
do
trying
that.
to say, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
generally, like I get she's not literally a good person because she's done terrible things like everyone else has.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, and
yeah,
I'm pretty sure uh, Mel is pregnant with Owen's son, and Owen and Abby fucked.
yeah, yeah.
So, pretty
Which
sure
also is fucked. Yeah,
you know what
if
I
she's
mean?
doing that. Yeah,
Yeah, and Mel's like, you're a piece of shit. It's like, yeah, 'cause you just fucked her husband or whatever. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you're,
Well, she's pregnant. Like, oh
yeah.
god. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I
She's
liked everything with her and Owen. I really liked their relationship.
yeah,
Even the beginning of it when they're on the Ferris wheel
yeah,
and you got to like yeah, I liked everything that was with her and Owen for sure. I liked their relationship even though it was fucked obviously. I
and I
like that he
like
like resided at the aquarium and he had that
yeah.
shit like all done. Like I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was super dope, and I like that. I think one of my favorite parts in the story, maybe my favorite part in the story, is that museum you go with Joel, and he
Hmm.
takes you to that space museum. That was fire.
Yeah, that was awesome. And you get in the rocket ship and
And
you
you have
put
the
a
cassette,
was
and
it
she
headphones?
listens to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
That was
fucking.
awesome.
Yeah, that
That was
was
such a moment. Like I just want to cry.
like it was it
Like,
was it was
watching
finally
those
like,
two, it's
oh
like,
wow, a story that's not trying to depress me. Like it's just this,
hmm
wow, it's actually good emotions here for once.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's after Joel's already dead.
It is. It is.
So
It
then
is.
there's that. Even there's still that
There's
undertone
still
of
that.
depression
Yep.
while watching it.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, it is a sad game.
But the
Yeah, but
gameplay was great.
yeah, like overall, that's my problems with it. I do have some problems. Some of those problems are pretty big problems, but they don't seem to be what the it looks like the majority of people are mad about.
Yeah.
Like I said, you go down YouTube and it's just bad review, bad review, bad
Yeah.
review. Like it's just crazy to me. But like I did have a good time playing because like you just said, the gameplay was great. It was
Yeah.
so
It was so
oh
good.
man, it was brutal. Oh.
Yeah.
I
It was
had
very
such a
brutal.
good time. So real. I love upgrading and building stuff, but especially upgrading when she got it on the table. She'll add stuff, put some tape around it, and like
Yep.
I feel like I just upgraded that motherfucker.
I didn't understand why she kept ejecting the shell or the round in the gun. Like, you gotta save that shit. Like, I go to
thought
my
that
shotgun,
too.
she's
I'm like,
like,
hey, wait a minute.
live round flies out and hits the floor. I'm like, what do you got?
That better be there when we get back.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? We
And
need
it
that
is,
shit.
of course. But
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Every time you select a pistol, she's like, clink! And it comes out. I'm like, God, I'm losing rounds every time. Jesus Christ.
yeah, I like the dodge mechanic they added. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the combat was really good. Abby just punches the shit out of everyone. Like, Ellie will stab and do her thing, and Abby's just slugging away like a
I
fucking
love it.
boxer.
Like I was saying to you yesterday, Doug, I would run up in a room like after dying because I try the sneaky way. I always start that way. But if it fails like twice, 3 times, I'm done. I'm going
Mhm.
in like Rambo and I'm taking people out. I'd run in the room sometimes, not even pull out a gun, just with these guns, you know.
Yep.
Run up in there, and just beat the shit out of people. She was vicious. The gameplay with Abby was a lot of fun. A
Yeah.
lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, a lot of the, in my opinion, best parts of the game are actually in Abby's story. Like, the whole island burning down was crazy.
That was insane.
When you get hung, and then when you meet the the Seraphites
yeah.
or whatever, and you're in the woods in the darkness, and those fuckers are chasing you. That was crazy. Getting captured. Well, when you got out, and that woman with the big fucking mining pickaxe fights you in the rain, and you have like your bare fist, and you're like beating the shit out of her. Um, yeah, just a lot of, and that big bloater in the arcade, he like comes
The
down or
one that
whatever.
has the guy detached from him.
Oh, that one. Oh, the Rat King or whatever. That thing was crazy.
Yeah.
No, I'm
And
talking
then,
about
I
the
think
other
I know
one.
the bloater you're talking about too. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
big one. Yeah. You fight him off by the water. Yeah, going along with the boat. Remember, you get the boat and you go to like from one place to the other and like you open up the shit. Like, that was dope. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah, it
most
was
of the
awesome.
Abby story was actually really good. And did you find that hangar? There's like a garage full of like 7 infected, and there's a note that
No,
said
I
they
don't
got
think
locked
so.
in there. No,
No.
I
There is
listened.
a lot of secret areas around that if you
If you really
search around
explore,
enough. Yeah, there's some shit.
yeah, I was exploring and there was a garage, or like, and it's like someone's driveway or something, like someone's shed. And I did the listen mode to hear, and there was like probably 6 or 7 of them inside of it, and I was like, and there was a dumpster in the way, so I put explosive down, and I moved the dumpster out of the way, opened the door, and they came running out, and then, it blew up, and their legs flew over, and they're crawling on the ground. There's like 4 or 5 of them running out at me, and I'm just shooting the shit out of them. It was wicked dope. Yeah, I have a whole lot of stories, but yeah, the gameplay was was absolutely excellent.
Yep.
I will say the AI are, like I said yesterday, they're at a disadvantage because they're realistic in one way and then unrealistic in the other way, and both ways
Mm-hmm.
seem to work against them. They don't have peripherals that work very well, and that's unrealistic. But then on the other hand, you shoot someone and then you run and jump behind a different bush. They don't know
Yep.
that you did that, and that's realistic, but it
There
also
always
goes
has
against
to be
them.
that line of like realism, the
Yeah,
cutoff when you're being too realistic for a video game because then you won't be having fun anymore. If you want
exactly.
to make it realistic, if you get shot once, twice, you're done.
Yeah,
Game over. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. But yeah, like it was really realistic in a lot of elements of it.
yeah,
Um it looked beautiful, it looked great.
yep,
Oh my
yep.
god, it looked
Look
so
good.
good. It almost made my PlayStation blow up, but it didn't blow up, so I won't sue.
Yep.
Um,
Sounds like a jet.
like it's
Yep.
fucking
Like a
insane.
plane taking off.
Overall, it's hard because I know, like, I'm gonna be talking to other people about it, and it's just so hard. Like, they're gonna ask me, "Did you like Last of Us 2?" And that answer to me is just so difficult because it's like I had a good time playing, and at the same time, like the story had amazing elements and parts in the story, but the way it ended just made the rest of it start to fall apart and made it feel pointless. It's like, do I like Last of Us? I guess not really. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
But like I said yesterday, dude, I'm gonna play again. I can do encounters. I'm gonna like I have a blast
The
playing it.
game is
I
fire.
still like the series. Like, will
Right.
I play Last of Us 3? I mean, probably. I
Yeah,
might
I
be able to
would. I
sit here and
would.
say I won't play
I
it, but
would.
I'm gonna want to, especially if that means I might get a better ending for Ellie,
There's
because
no
that ain't
way.
it.
There's no
That
way
ain't
it's gonna be
fucking it.
more depressing than whatever the fuck I just experienced with Last of
Seriously,
Us
she needs
2.
some sort of happy ending because she's been through shit. She's been through absolute hell. You
It's not
know.
even that. She doesn't deserve a happy ending. She doesn't deserve one. She had it. She had a happy ending. She had it. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she threw it all away. So
Who
she
kill
doesn't
Abby?
deserve it. She
I
doesn't
want her to
deserve
have
it.
it though, Darren.
I want her to have
I
it too.
she
I
doesn't
want her
deserve
not
it, but
to.
I want her to fucking have it.
I want her to not go after Abby. I didn't want her
Yeah,
to go after Abby, and she did. And I'm
yeah.
like, well, if you get killed out here, that's on fucking you, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be upset. And now it's just a shit show. I will say
Mm-hmm.
that last section though, where they have the clickers tied up and shit, and you can
Yeah, you
release
can
them.
grab them, and yeah, you
Yeah.
can hold on to the chain too and take them with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, because I didn't notice. I went and I detached it because Casey was like, "Yeah, run over there. You can detach him." I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't see that." Run over, and then I ran away, and then I turn around and I'm holding the chain, and they're still attached. I don't know how you do it because when I tried to do it again, she just grabbed it and let it go. But
Huh?
like, maybe it was a glitch because I don't know about you, but I ran into a couple fucking glitches. One of them,
Really?
I jump in the water and I swim towards the building, and then I end up under the building and under the grass, and I couldn't get out and I drowned. Yeah, it
Wow.
was like a black hole, I guess. I just fell in the perfect spot. And yeah. And there was a couple other ones. I ran into some weird glitches where I get kind of stuck in a wall a little bit, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be. I played it on the regular play. I have the regular PlayStation 4, so maybe the Pro ran it. I'm
Mm.
sure the Pro ran it a lot better than mine.
Yeah, well, that's usually glitches is a software issue, not a hardware issue. That's just a
Oh
development
yeah, you're right.
standpoint.
You're right. Yeah, I wonder if anyone else experienced some of those like me. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I had weird shit that I thought
It always
wouldn't.
seemed. It always seemed like I had to hit the perfect spot, though. It wasn't like I run into a room and it just fucked every time.
Right.
Like it was because I went to the specific spot, turned the right way, and I just ended up glitched out.
Yeah, I usually never have glitches in video games unless they're game crashing glitches. Other than that, I usually don't see weird stuff. I will say that the one, I don't. It's not a glitch. It's just the way the clickers worked. I thought was there was one part as Ellie when I had this rope and it was like Seattle Day 2 in the beginning. And then like if you go and it's right in the beginning of the Seattle Day 2 and you take a left, there's like a diner, and if you throw a rock, it's all windows, but there's a bunch of clickers in it. There's like maybe two or three,
Mm.
and I fucking threw a rock through, and I went through, gathered the shit. I killed like a couple infected, but I got spotted, so I ran out, and they followed me, and the clickers came out, swinging, flailing, how they always do. And I got this rope because I was like, I don't have to kill them. Why? I don't have to kill the clickers. They can't. After I get away from them, they won't know where the fuck I am. So why waste the ammo? I'm outside, so I
Mm.
don't need to. So there's a rope. There's a secret with this rope. You gotta like shatter this window up top and then throw the rope over it and then swing across to get into this other room. You don't have to. It's just a secret. Anyways, I did it. So when the clickers came out, I grabbed onto the
Mm.
rope and I was climbing up the rope and the clickers were at the bottom of the rope freaking out. And I was just sitting there waiting and I felt like I don't know, the way they orchestrate themselves. I mean, I guess they're clickers, so who am I to really, I don't know. They just kind of, it's like, well, guys, you don't know where I am. Like, I'm up in the air on a rope.
So who am
So,
I?
you know what I mean? But, think about that, though. Like,
Yeah.
I just think the
Who
AI
am
is
I to
kind of
tell
weird.
you how you operate?
Yeah, it's a fucking clicker.
Yeah.
It's just the way they kind of like stayed around the area and they were like looking around and it's like you can't see. Like what do you? Yeah, I'm up here at the rope. Why are you hanging down there? Like you can't see that I'm up here. You'd have no idea. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what. That's not a glitch. I just thought it was weird.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all I really have on Last of Us, I had a fun time playing it for the most part, but yeah,
Yeah.
story just ended so bad. I didn't like it.
Everybody listening who thinks they don't want to play this game because it's political, because it's leftist, because it's full of transgender and lesbian and full of just down with the white male patriarchy and make it this and that and political. No, it's not. Ellie's lesbian. Ellie's been lesbian since 2013. Abby's not transgender. She just works out, for Christ's sake. She has a sex scene with her. Like she's
Yeah.
a girl, clearly.
Uh-huh.
And there is a transgender character. Fuck that character. They forced that in there, but I don't care about that. I mean, I do in the sense that it's annoying and it's
Yeah, but
forcing
it's not
it in there.
big enough to
No.
just destroy. Yeah,
No, the
like if you
character's
can make it
not
through
big enough.
Captain Marvel, like
Yeah.
we do, you know what I mean? If you can ignore certain things like that and just judge the story
Captain
on your
Marvel
own
was
merits,
worse.
I guess.
Captain Marvel was
Oh, yeah,
way
definitely.
worse.
Yeah, I love
Way
Captain Marvel.
worse. Yeah. Captain Marvel had
Um,
some political shit in it that was way
Mhm.
worse. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's what I think. Would I play it again? I'd play the encounters again because I want to get experience with the gameplay again. Do I want to go through that story again? Fuck no. I don't even want to watch it again.
No.
So that's it. That's all I got. Last of Us 2 sucks. You know what's funny though? You and I are like kind of leaning more towards negativity with this game for completely different reasons than everyone
That's what
else.
I was saying earlier. I'm
Yeah.
like, I dislike this game in certain parts of it, but for completely different reasons. than a lot of you guys.
reasons. Yep.
Like, yeah.
So
But yeah, that's all we got on Last of Us 2. Spoilers done. We won't say anything else.
right.
What else?
How much time we got?
We got probably about 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Oh yeah, so Matt Reeves, the director of Batman, he signed a deal with the TV division of Warner Brothers, that Warner Media, who owns HBO Max. And Matt Reeves is putting together a Gotham show that's going to be connected to this Batman movie on HBO Max. That's going to be a prequel to the Batman movie. I don't know what
okay.
other content he has. He signed a deal with them, so he might be developing some other content. But it looks like, HBO Max is going to have content that's connected to that DC, because Matt Reeves said he's building his own universe. So he's confirmed that it's completely separate, and he's building basically his own Batman universe that he wants to do.
Okay.
We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Like, any interest in Matt Reeves doing? Because definitely Matt Reeves doing a Gotham show means it's not going to be the Gotham show that we got on whatever it was. Gotham, it'll be a lot different. But
I mean, look, I'm a huge fan of Batman. They want to make their own Batman universe. That's
we'll see.
That's fine. We'll see. I mean, look, listen, I am just done. I'm done with this whole. Just because it's Batman, I'll watch it. I'll check it out. I'll give you that. Because it's
Yep, me
Batman, I'll
too.
check it out. But because it's Batman, that doesn't mean I'm gonna watch it. So I don't really give a shit. So
Yeah, I
we
mean-
want to do our own thing, and then it sucks.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I mean,
okay.
I definitely am excited for this Batman movie because I've been wanting another solo Batman movie
Yep.
since Ben Affleck was supposed to do his. I was hyped for that.
Yep.
Matt Reeves is a great director. And, he doesn't let the studio boss him around, so I'm interested to see what he does. Robert Pattinson's great. I can't wait to see what he does. They got a good cast, so I want to see this movie. They're obviously very confident in it if they're already making an HBO Max show, but like their confidence doesn't mean anything to me because they were very confident when they were building their DC world. Look where that turned out. Now we just have a multiverse type thing going on. Everything's gonna be, which I'm down with. Like, make this Batman movie that's separate. Make this Joker movie that's separate. Do separate shit because your combined thing was not working out.
Right.
Will I check it out? Yeah. I mean, I have HBO Max. I really like HBO Max because I love HBO content, and HBO Max has some good shit on it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably end up checking it out. I hope it's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see what else. I just want good DC content. That's all I'm in here for, I don't have these wicked high hopes for their universe. Like, they announced something. All right, we'll see. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
Because I love superhero movies. Of course, I just want it to be good. So, like, yeah, it's just a we'll see thing. You see Michael Keaton's coming back?
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever.
This thing fucking
Old
froze
Batman.
and glitched out. I asked you the question, and you just froze with your mouth open, yawning. I'm like, all right. But yeah, Michael Keaton's coming back to reprise his role for the Flashpoint movie. Yeah, and I think that's cool.
Okay. I mean,
it'd be cool to see him just be Bruce Wayne, because he's obviously not going to be in the bat suit fucking shit up. But to see him be Bruce Wayne, I think that's cool. I did a video on like the whole Michael Keaton thing, and I was saying I think it'd be cool if they wanted to do a Batman Beyond thing to like throw it on HBO Max. If you wanted Michael Keaton to play the older Batman, like if you don't have a whole bunch of confidence that it'd do well in the box office in the movie theaters, like throw it on HBO Max. There's definitely an audience for it. Like I would love that. Yeah, HBO Max definitely opens windows for them to do things that maybe they're not as confident will do in the movie theaters.
Right. I mean,
Harley Quinn's coming to HBO Max too, by the way.
Oh, the TV show, that cartoon one.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the biggest IPs and the biggest franchises and the biggest platforms, and they continuously just pump out bullshit.
It's insane. It's
So,
insane. It's like you guys have the characters, and you do well here and there. You know what I mean? Like, I thought you guys were gonna completely butcher Shazam. I really did.
Yeah.
And I ended up really liking that movie. And like,
I'm
excited for the new Wonder Woman. Like,
it depends who gets behind the movies. That's all it is. You have Christopher Nolan says, I want to do Batman, and it's the biggest trilogy. It's like, well, no shit, it's Christopher Nolan, and you got Christian Bale and Heath Ledger. It's like, but you want to dick around with these other guys who just they don't either like Batman, they don't care about Batman. What's this bullshit I heard about? I don't think it's true at all. I heard that on Star Wars, and I don't know why I'm bringing up Star Wars, like I give a shit about Star Wars, but they're like, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
they
why
want to
bring
have
that kind of negativity
Revan.
right now?
They want to have Revan be like a woman. That's what I heard.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, there's been speculation of
I don't
Revan,
think that's true at all.
being a character that they're going to use like for the movies. That'd be cool. I don't know much about Revan, but I mean, whatever. I didn't hear anything about Revan being a woman. Would I be incredibly shocked? No, I would not. But I didn't hear anything about that. I don't think that's something they're gonna do. I know there's a lot of fan casting. People wanted because people want Keanu Reeves to join the Star Wars universe, and people were fan casting him as Revan. They had some art going, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool, But I don't know enough about Revan to be like, yeah, Keanu Reeves is a good fit. Like, I don't fucking know about him, so I mean, maybe. Would I like to see Keanu Reeves play a Sith Lord or a Jedi or something?
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Like, sure.
I mean, I think. Well, I heard that. Well, Lamont was telling me this, and Lamont. I don't know where the hell he's getting his sources from, so I don't trust it. That's why
we
wanted
got
to
this
bring it up to you.
covered.com, I bet.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
They say some crazy shit.
I don't know where he's getting this information from. He said that they wanted to do another trilogy of Star Wars or something like that.
Yeah, well, of course, Rian Johnson was supposed to do his trilogy. I'm pretty sure that's been confirmed. It's not happening, but even if it wasn't confirmed, that's not happening.
It's not happening. Okay.
Yeah, that's not happening. No.
And they're
Yeah,
not doing the Knights
they're
of
on
the
an
Republic movies anymore.
they are supposed to still do a Knights of the Old
Oh,
Republic,
okay.
yeah. And who knows? Maybe that's what Taika Waititi's diving. Maybe all these new movies are going to take place during that era, and the
Yeah.
directors that they're pulling in to do them are going to do that. Because I'm interested to see what Taika Waititi does. Because
Yeah.
the episode he directed, A Mandalorian, man, like he got the Star Wars humor like down. It just he did great with that episode. So I want to see what he does for a movie. And he's also another one of those guys. It's like, are you really going to tell Taika Waititi what to do creatively? You know, like I'm sure Kevin Feige was like, okay, you can't do this, but you get a guy like Taika Waititi, you let him do his thing and leave his mark. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, I definitely want to see what he does. I'm not sure when his movie takes place, but I mean, I think it's about time we start doing stuff in that era. Get away from the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Try to do new stuff. You know, try not to be so politically driven.
Yeah. They
Just
need to
try
get
make some good
Kathleen
Star Wars.
Kennedy out of there, man.
They need to, and I honestly think she will end up getting out of there because it's been proven she's sinking Star Wars, like not even just fan wise, like but box office wise. Solo's the worst grossing box office Star Wars movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's just being proven, and studios don't want to deal with that. They need to get someone in. I think it should be Jon Favreau. I finished that Mandalorian documentary, dude. They had the right team behind that. They really did.
Oh yeah.
These guys lived, breathed Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
Like they were so nerdy about it, and they loved it. And look what we got. You know,
Yeah.
Mandalorian was awesome. So I think Jon Favreau, like he's proving himself that he could do something like that, and that's a type of person we need behind Star Wars. Not just a businesswoman through and through. We need the person to be a fan. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and not even a businesswoman, not a political pundit. We don't need any
Yeah.
any of your
Seriously.
political rhetoric being tossed around the dialogue when we're talking about fucking Star Wars.
Talking about
God.
lightsabers and
Yeah,
like that's
important
not the
that it's a woman.
mythology I want.
yeah, yeah. See when people attack that makes way more sense. You know, like Rey and doing the whole thing, feminism and Star Wars. That, yep, I hear that. But when it comes to Last of Us
Blatant,
2,
doesn't make sense.
right. Fucking, I thought there was something about Batman I wanted to bring up, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, well,
Yeah, we're about done anyway. We're 50 minutes in.
50 minutes. Oh, yeah, that'll probably do
Yep.
it then.
Yeah, I'll definitely clip out the Last of Us review since it was like 30 something minutes. It was most of the episode, so I'll clip it out,
Yeah, might as well.
put it up separately so people can watch that. But yeah, that's all we got today on the Power Button Podcast.
Absolutely.
Sure to like, sure to subscribe. Check out the Jay Meany review. I should have 2 new videos up by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till next time, guys. Peace out, motherfuckers.